Right, if you're a regular watcher of Ups and Downs, you know the deal, and if you only watch specific versions of Ups and Downs, like this one of AEW Dynamite, no, I am not having a good week, and as of me saying these words, I haven't eaten any food for 3 days, so if I look a bit weird, I look a bit strange, that is why. It's only today, well, I've started to feel like a normal human being once more, but I will say, if you are looking for a pick-me-up when life has kicked your ass, well, you could do a lot worse than by watching the latest episode of AEW Dynamite, which was pretty damn amazing. Let's up those downs. I mean, what a great way to start any show that goes under the name Professional Wrestling. Up. It was the tag team #1 contender battle royal, and the really cool thing here was that even if one member of a team got eliminated, the team was still involved as long as the other member of the team was able to stay in the ring. So even though Jack Evans got eliminated within around about 7.2 seconds, him and Angelico was still, living the dream and still could have become #1 contenders because he was still in there. Of course he didn't, eventually he got eliminated too, but it added to the drama and added to the fun. SCU looked like chumps after they got eliminated by being distracted by the Dark Order, and once again Christopher Daniels was nowhere to be seen. And there was also an incredible spot when Orange Cassidy saved Trent by basically catching him and placing him on the ring steps so he could get back in the ring. And I know those rules are ridiculous, but I like the ridiculous Battle Royal / Royal Rumble rules. And I tell you this too, when AEW finally allows Cassidy to go, the reaction by that fan base is gonna be crazy. People's brains will probably literally crawl out their ear and get into the crowd and start chanting, "This is awesome." Obviously there were loads of other people being tossed, but we're just gonna focus on the final 5, otherwise we'll be here all day. But it was Matt Jackson, it was Trent, it was The Butcher, and very worryingly, it was also Ortiz and Santana. Butcher got rid of Trent after he had done the best friend hug spot with Matt Jackson, which just goes to show sometimes a cuddle can be dangerous, and then Matt Jackson got rid of the Butcher after a very badass looking spear, and out he went. It was then one Buck against 2 Proud and Powerful members, however, and that's when you started going, oh my gosh, they're actually going to have Proud and Powerful become the #1 contenders, but Matt Jackson instead ripped off his shirt and proved that he was a superhero, because he just started busting out super kicks, and all this, by the way, was after he got hit with the street sweeper. But he super kicked Santana, he super kicked Sammy Guevara, who had decided he would just try and get involved, and he super kicked Ortiz, and all their buddies went flying all over the place, meaning the Young Bucks are now your #1 contenders. And I know that's really obvious, but sometimes you want the obvious in pro wrestling. This is the team we wanted to get the victory, and they did. And it also means sooner, probably at the pay-per-view, we are going to get the Young Bucks versus Hangman Page and Kenny Omega for those championship, and given what happened later on, this is just very good, and it's very smart booking, and again, what an entertaining way to start a wrestling program. Kris Statlander versus Shayna was the next match on the card, and I am still very, very confused by the random nature of the women's division on AEW Dynamite. Like, it doesn't seem to make any sense. You just get 2 women thrown out there and they're gonna have a fight. And given that all the other storylines in every single underdivision in All Elite Wrestling right now are on fire, like NBA Jam, yep, second NBA Jam reference this week, I just can't make heads or tail of it. So for that, it's getting it down. But Britt Baker, who is the surprise highlight of 2020 so far, was on commentary for this, and also the match itself was fine, so that's getting it up. Baker brought Tony Schiavone a skinny latte, was just awesome, and I was just more focused on what she was saying than the fight itself. And again, that's not a diss on the fight. Kris Statlander and Shayna are very good, but Britt Baker, with this new asshole, airhead, I don't care about anyone else but me persona, well, she's just very, very enjoyable to listen to. The finish itself was a little bit weird as well. Shayna went for a tornado DDT and the alien just caught her out of nowhere with the Big Bang Theory, and that was that. It was the 1, 2, 3. And again, I need to double down on this. Still nobody has answered the question of who Kris Statlander is. Like, am I meant to think she's an actual alien, or is she just a person that thinks she's an alien? They are 2 very big differences. Like me, I know I'm a bald asshole. I don't think I'm a bald asshole. I need it to be underlined. We carried on with the women's division though, because Nyla Rose was out next and her momentum of destruction continued. Ooh da laddie. Up. It was Schiavone back on interview duties, and he must have been terrified here, because again, he had just been pretty much destroyed by Britt Baker, and the poor guy just wanted to be a barista and he can't get a break. And everything that Nyla said here was very good. Like, it was nothing revolutionary. It was pretty much heel 101 promo, but she said it with conviction and she really meant it. And on top of that, the fans really, really despise her. I also like the line where she said she's just going to be a one-time champ because nobody is going to take this belt off of her. That's really intelligent. If you are an 18-time champion, it means you lost the belt 17 times and you suck. But if you're a one-time champion for the whole of your career, well, you're pretty much the best champion that has ever existed in the world. Eventually, Statlander and Big Swole came out and Kris just stood at her, all like, oh, I'm an alien, I don't know what's going on. Whereas Big Swole got right in Nyla Rose's face, and that's all right. Like, I don't really understand the women's ranking divisions because they don't really come into proceedings. However, this does open up some good opportunities. Namely, maybe we can do Kris Statlander versus Big Swole to see who's going to become the #1 contender. And then we have some structure, and then we have some storylines. That's all I need. Few changes around the place as Taz joined the commentary team and the Inner Circle went and sat in the front row because they had bought some tickets to see Jeff Cobb versus Jon Moxley. And hands up if you were very excited by this. My hand is up, and it's getting it up. This was mostly because it was so hard to call a winner. I mean, Jeff Cobb's only just got in there, and while he's not officially signed to All Elite Wrestling, he's still a big deal, but he's going against Jon Moxley, who's the #1 contender for the title. So trying to get out of this without damaging either of them left me sat there on my sofa like a confused tamale. So the intrigue was there, as was the violence, because within seconds, Jeff Cobb was just smashing Jon Moxley's face into the steel step, and to be honest, every single little thing that Jeff Cobb did here looked like it hurt like hell. Jon then tried to cut him down to size by working on his leg. So do you know what Jeff did? Oh, Jeffy boy, oh, Jeffrey. He just hit the Tour of the Islands and he pinned Jon Moxley. No word of a lie. It was that easy. It was like swatting away some kind of annoying nit that keeps hitting you in the face. But unfortunately, Mr. Cobb is a bit of an idiot because he did have the 3 count, but he picked Jon Moxley up at 2. And then straight away you knew what the outcome was going to be, but it doesn't matter because sometimes the oldies can still be goodies. AEW even found a way to make the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment a surprise, because Jeff Cobb went for a superplex, and then somehow as they were coming down, Moxley grabbed his leg or did something, and that reversed it into an out of nowhere cradle, and that's how he got the 3. So no one actually felt like they lost here. Both guys still feel like they could be major parts of the roster going forward. Within seconds, the Inner Circle had pounced and they were beating up on Jon Moxley, even though Dustin Rhodes came out to try and balance out the books. He's obviously not very good at maths because it was 4-on-2, and when it is 4-on-2, you still lose. But then it all went down because after being off TV for the last few weeks, the lights went out and Darby Alan made his surprising comeback. And if you're one of these people out there on the internet that goes, well, I don't think AEW's done a great job of making Darby Alan a star, you are living under a rock, and not the rock. That would be weird, and it would be illegal, because the reaction he got here was like, I don't know, The Undertaker had just appeared on Dynamite. People went absolutely mad, and Darby Allin came out there skating on his skateboard, and then he used it as a weapon. It was absolutely incredible. It's also just so good that AEW has all these interconnecting storylines. Like, you can be watching 2 people do something, then a third gets involved, and the 4th guy is having a feud with the 3rd guy, but the first 2 don't really know about 3 and 4. Don't want to be that person because people get mad, but that is just a little bit attitude era-esque. When everything had calmed down, it was just Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley left staring at each other, and after a brief brawl, Le Champion bailed, and I am ready to see these 2 clash. Then we had one of the best tag team matches we've seen on Dynamite so far. I mean, what is going on? It was Kenny Omega and Hangman Page defending their titles against the Lucha Brothers, and as I always say, you already know what this was. I know it's boring, and I'm repeating the same rhetoric, but there is no point in me trying to explain the sheer pace, the craziness, the madness, the amount of moves. I mean, if you blinked, you probably missed 72,000 maneuvers, because that's how fast they were going. I couldn't move this quick when I was 14-year-old and being chased by a pack of dogs, and if those pack of dogs had got on me, I would have died. There were no dogs here. Everybody was just going crazy. There were so many amazing sequences here too, including Phoenix diving out of the ring and giving a rana to Kenny Omega, and Hangman Page diving out of the ring onto Phoenix. And if Hangman Page and Kenny Omega didn't keep having those chemistry issues, they would have retained their title right here. As Hangman Page went for the buckshot lariat, but you already know what happened. He smashed right into Kenny Omega, and Kenny was not happy. This was just to enhance the story though, because our tag team champions did still retain their championships because they use that combo V-trigger lariat thing that they do, and they got the pin over Phoenix for the 1, 2, 3. But afterwards, the Young Bucks came out to check on their friend. And you know what Hangman Page did? He went and got wasted with the fans. These two are going to implode soon, and I'm ready for it. Moving away from all that, though, honestly, just a massive shout out to this match. Pentagon and Phoenix have got to be two of the greatest wrestlers in existence right now. And you think otherwise, that's okay, because opinions make the world go round. But I would like to sit down with you and try and find out what you don't like. And sure, they don't sell very much. I don't care, because they entertain me like a carnival ride. Got some cool announcements too. AEW are about to release their first set of action figures, which makes them a real company. Ain't no going back. And of course, on next week's episode of Dynamite, we're getting Kenny Omega versus Pac, which will be brilliant. And we're getting the Best Friends versus the Butcher and the Blade. Could be fine. Forget all of that, however, because up next was our long-promoted main event, the debut of Wardlow, the debut of a cage match on Dynamite, and of course, Cody Rhodes being involved as well. And it was just, well, let's just be honest, it was damn perfect. Give it up. The rules were pins or submissions only, and I'll be honest, they didn't even do that much here, but I mean it as a compliment. I mean, how many times Cody went at Wardlow, he kept smashing him down to, show that he's a big, powerful dude, and you can't do nothing with him. And even after Cody had kind of launched a little bit of a comeback, Wardlow just picked him up and went, whoop, threw him right into the cage door. I mean, that's gotta hurt. Arn Anderson popped up eventually, and quite hilariously, he also just smashed MJF's head into a door, but that's when everything started to get good, because Maxwell was so pissed off by this, he threw his diamond ring to Wardlow, but Cody was able to stole it, a la The Rock in 1998, and he hit Wardlow right in the face. And you think, oh, that's a cool way to do a finish. That kind of makes sense, and it protects Wardlow, but no, we had to do one final thing. Because Cody then climbed up to the top of the cage. He turned his back to Wardlow, and he hit one of the most bonkers moonsaults I have seen for some time. I mean, Wardlow wasn't even laying down. He was standing up, so when the two came together, it looked like a car crash. That was the move that won Cody the match. MJF looked on with shock as if he was Shredder and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had just turned up. And once again, the fans' reaction to this was if they were watching the WrestleMania 17 main event. They couldn't believe what they had seen. And for everybody that says you can't create a good old-fashioned babyface in 2020, well, I present to you Cody Rhodes, a man right now, but he's just the flippin' best. So as you probably figured out, this was just an incredible episode of AEW Dynamite, and as they build up to their Revelation pay-per-view, they are finding all the momentum in the world. I can't fault it, other than, again, the random women's matches, which have been going on for too long, but it even looks like we're about to head in a better direction with that. So it's a round of applause, it's getting an up with my overall arrow. What can I say? I love WWE, I love AEW. Right now, Dynamite is just what it is. It's a very, very well thought out show. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about last night's show. Like, share, and subscribe. Head over to WhatCulture.com, read yourself some articles. Follow WhatCulture on Twitter, WhatCulture WWE. Watch more videos here on WhatCulture Wrestling. My name is Simon from WhatCulture. Again, I'm having the worst week of my life. I couldn't be more ill if I tried. But with two things now, but I don't want to talk about it. I just want to let you know, because people look at me and go, what's wrong with Miller? He looks really weird. I do look weird. I'll be back to normal soon. And I'll see you soon.